I selected 5 firms where I wanted to do callback interviews. So as it happened, S&C was scheduled last, so I went through my other interviews. And then on the last day came to Sullivan and Cromwell. I remember that I actually was late to my interview. I had incorrectly said that the firm was at 125 Broadway instead of Broad, and as a result was 10 or 15 minutes late and very stressed out at the beginning of my interview. But it just went great. And I sort of remember having this intangible gut feeling that this place felt better. I felt more at home. That may have had something to do with it being my first downtown firm. This area feels very different, but mostly it was the people. It was this feeling I got from these very senior, very talented lawyers that they would be colleagues and could be friends. And, that really has made a difference in my time here. And it sort of proved itself to be true.
I remember coming here and talking to my partner mentor, Kathy Clarkin, and saying, oh, I want to do IP law. And she just kind of looked at me and she said, okay, do you know that's what you want to do? Or do you just think that's something that, might be good for you, might get you your foot in the door? And I said, to be completely honest, I don't know what I want. I'm a first-year law student. I haven't even taken a copyright class yet. I don't know if that's what I want to do. And she said, you know what? I was in the same position you were in, however many years ago at S&C when I was interviewing for my summer job. And the person who interviewed me said, we're here to discover what you're good at, and we're here to work with you as you find out what you're going to be good at, what's going to really make you passionate. And for me, that was so just the right thing at the right moment.
For me, the decision, I had 2 main criteria and a third sort of emerged that I didn't think about. One was I wanted to be doing excellent work with sort of cutting edge, sort of really sophisticated, complex work. Secondly, I wanted to be doing it with people who are the smartest, the best and the brightest, who are really going to push me, who I felt like I would enjoy working with. And the third one that emerged that I didn't even realize going into the interview process was I really like S&C's generalist approach. And they told me that they would allow me to develop different aspects of my intellectual curiosities and professional strengths to be able to do some transactional work in different areas, to be able to do some regulatory work. Those were the big factors that helped me in distinguishing S&C from several other firms.
Before law school, I was at the U.S. Attorney's Office, and so I really loved that experience. It was like rah-rah trials and really interesting cases and all of that. During OCI, I kind of realized that trial doesn't happen as frequently in the private world as it does in the public service world. So when I sort of read that consideration, I started to focus on the clients and the matters and the kinds of things that I wanted to be working on. So not just mortgage-backed securities cases, which a lot of firms are just still entirely embroiled in, but S&C seemed to have moved away from that. There were securities litigations. There was a really awesome criminal investigation and defense program with people who are just so well known also in the U.S. Attorney's Office, Karen and Sam Seymour. So I just knew from talking to people that if I wanted to do really interesting work with really interesting clients and people who are just super nice and will take an interest in me, that S&C was the best choice for me.
My feeling that this place would be very collegial and a place where you could rise to your own skill level and be pushed in lots of different directions, all of that was true. I don't feel bound by some rigid hierarchy that tells me as a second or a third year associate exactly what I should be doing. I felt consistently challenged and always supported and mentored at the same time. But I think other parts of the S&C experience have come into focus and have kept me here, including the really significant diversity in work I've been able to do, and the fact that every team is very different. Some are big, some are small, some give lots of responsibility, some are better in training you, some throw you into the deep end of the pool. It's been a very exciting mix that's always challenging and yet supportive in lots of different ways.